Good morning, Dandilofts. Here, 100. Good morning, Dandilofts. Been asked to do the food program that I use to build up my pigeons to the 500-mile races. Obviously, it's a very important part of the long distance racing, this build up. And I do it in such a manner that they gradually increase their form to the point where I just have to, when I'm doing the 500 races, you've seen the food program, I just have to top it up with the fats to give them the energy to fly. They're already super fit, super in form, and I get them there by limiting the amount of food and the amount of fat intake that they're getting. I do that with the start of the season, 2 weeks before they go in the truck for the first time. I feed them 50% diet mix and 50% barley. Diet mix is a very simple, you can buy it everywhere, they call it super diet. Very easily digestible food. And they get diet and a barley. 50-50. They're on that for 2 weeks long. They're not that keen on it at the beginning. Don't want to eat it, leave it in the trough. But it only takes a couple of days and then they're eating it as quickly as they would any other food. The difference is they will really start to fly around the loft. Now once you've got them giving it max around the loft and you're ready to put them into the truck for the first time, I then change it slightly. It then becomes a 3-day light feed followed by 2 days race feed, and the last day, the basketing day, is an energy feed. And this is the way I do it. It doesn't really change throughout the whole year. I just change one element to it, but the system stays the same. So that's Sunday when they come back from the race, they get super diet. And they get that purely because it's easy to digest. So super diet, nothing else added, nothing given, just super diet food on a Sunday when they come back from the race on a Saturday. Saturday it's in there as well. Monday morning starts with about 30% super diet, 30% light race mix, sprint mix you would call that, whichever one you're using, Vesalager, Paloma, it doesn't really matter. It's a sprint mix, specially mixed by them for sprinting. Very light. It's got some barley in there already. Just a very light mix. So they've got 30% of this, 30% of the diet, and 30% of the barley. I know that only makes 90%, but that's roughly what they're getting. So a third, a third, a third. So 33.3%. And they get that up until and including Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, I drop the barley, and they've only got then 50% diet, 50% racing mix. Thursday morning, full race mix. The sprint race mix, but full race mix. And Thursday evening, full race mix. Friday, basketing day. My birds only get budgie seed, energy seed. Lots of different canary seed, budgie seed. There's small sunflowers in there. And they get a little bit of that on Friday morning. As the race season goes on, there gets a few more things added to it. But at this early stage, they only need the small seeds to give them enough to race out to, I find, 180 miles. At 180 miles, the system changes in 2 aspects. The barley is completely gone. Take that out of the equation. So they're coming back, they're getting their super diet on a Saturday and a Sunday. And then on Monday morning, they're on 50% super diet, 50% a middle distance mix, race mix, as mixed by the company. So 50 diet, 50 middle distance mix. That goes on until Wednesday morning is inclusive, and Wednesday evening they then just get the racing mix. Thursday racing mix, Thursday evening racing mix, and Friday the seeds. But because we're now over 180, I then start adding a few more sunflower seeds and a bit more hemp. So hemp as normal, just add a little bit more hemp and a little more sunflowers. So that takes me up to about, from 180 to about 350. At 350 I change the base mix again. Then go on to a much heavier mix. This is a long distance mix as made by the company. So I still getting the 50% diet and the 50% long distance mix for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday evening, full race mix. Thursday, full race mix morning and afternoon. And then Friday, still we're on the little seeds. But once again, we're adding now a few more sunflower, a few more hemp. And I will tend then, as the distance gets a bit more, to start feeding them a few peanuts in the hand, from the hand. So that's up to the 400. I will sometimes, if it's been a hard race the week before, can happen, you know, a headwind or anything else that's made it a little bit more difficult. I may give them an energy mix. This is an energy mix here, which doesn't look a lot different to the small, but it's a very high fat energy mix. So I may give it to them if they have had a hard week the week before. I hope that makes sense. That's basically my system. Obviously there are supplements that needed to be added. Now I don't have a specific day or a specific time or a specific way in which I give them the different supplements, but I can give you what I do mix in to the different foods. Well, the water, Carney Speed, I find it extremely good. That goes in the water either the day after the race or the day before the race. It depends on how the race was. Intro back, nice product from Roomfeld. Rultrazal, after the racing, very good for regeneration. Jevit, multivitamin, very good during the week. You can use it, it's like an oil, you can use it to mix your different powders in. Probac 1000, it's a very, very good product, extra energy. Another one similar to the Probac, this is Eureka Plus. It's also for a little bit of extra energy. Always available in the loft. Rhodamin, minerals, red minerals, and Vispumin. Always available in the loft throughout the week. And then also it's I don't have Matrix because we can't get it here, but I have a very similar thing to Matrix, which they get as well. So any extras that you give is fine. You can mix them in with any oils you want. I use a line oil or I use a peanut oil. The peanut oil I find is a bit too fattening before the 500 start. After the 500 starts, I use peanut oil all the time. Always watch out for the sun when you're using peanut oil for heat. Don't leave the food in the sun, it'll go rancid. So that's basically how I build them up. I hope that's helped a few people. You can see it's not that complicated. When you know it, it's quite simple. And because the firms now mix so well for sprint, middle and long distance birds, the different foods, they mix it so well. It's all tried and tested, and what do I know, all them nutritional people telling you that's the best for this, that's... So I use their knowledge and then just top it up with what I find works. At the end of the day, it's all what I think works. Doesn't necessarily mean it does work, and doesn't necessarily mean it's correct, but because I find it works, I use it, and my birds at the moment are doing really, really well. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and yeah, nice flying.